What do we think about the second half? Right, we're already into the second half of the year. December will be here in no time. What are our thoughts about the second half of the year?
My favorite takeaway from every book that I've read, whether it's William O'Neill, Tony Robbins, Money Master the Game, Howard Marks, Warren Buffett, is in the end, everything is always going to be okay. I told a story before, but when Trump got elected, I was up trading all night, killed it, and I'm like, but Trump's president now. I called my dad. I was like, what do you think? He was like, run your race, continue to invest long term, continue to trade, don't change anything. No matter what happens in the market short term, if you are investing for the long term, it's like a 99.99999% chance that you'll win. And this is the truth. Invest in every asset class: real estate, crypto, stocks, B2B, business to government, healthcare, commercial real estate. If you hold anything for a 10-year period, you will have success. The second half of the year will be great. The companies that are doing well will continue to do well. The ones that are doing bad will continue to do bad. I know there was a rebalancing in the NASDAQ 100, but the companies, it's like the 80-20 rule, the 95-5 rule. Like 5% of the companies are going to produce 95% of the gains, and 20% of the people that work with you are going to produce 80% of the effort. Like, some of these axioms are so tried and true, but I think when you're on Instagram and on these media properties that are failing in real time, they're trying to get you to feel like everything is the end of the world. Like, take Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki has probably one of the most profitable and known books on investing ever, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you go look at his tweets, you would think that the end of the world is coming as much as he claims that the world is going to end. When? If you look through any period over a 10-year period, I talked about this last year in InvestFest, any decade, if you held for a decade and bought the top two, you were fine.
Robert Kiyosaki, he's weird. Great book. But yeah, he's a bozo.
That's what happened when you choose sensationalism over the truth. But it's true.
It's true.
Part of the bozo economy.
It is what it is. Yeah. Great book.
Shout out, now it's a great book.
It's like, okay, the stock market is going to crash, but buy silver coins. From where I'm from, if you're walking around with a bag of silver coins,
that was definitely in 2005 and 6, because we was there, right? Did you go to that conference when he's talking about, you got to buy nickel, It's the next thing. The economy's going to crash.
Them boys from Gary pull that nickel out on you and make you give up all them coins. Okay, you carry a bag of nickels in a Nike bag if you want to. When they pull out that Under Armour bag with them sticks on them, boy, look at this. You're like, dang, where you get that from? boy got an AR-19. Jesus Christ. Oh, quit being, but everyone wants another sensational hit. I hate to tell you guys this. Most people in media are not as successful and making as much money as you think. Quick question, quiz time for everyone in chat. Who are the top 5 people that run BlackRock and Vanguard? Jeopardy music. Most people don't even know who Larry Fink is. Larry Fink is probably one of the most powerful men in the history of American finance. But they want to talk about Kodak Black and if he is a sellout for getting $2 million from him. Kudos to Wack for setting that up. I'm not in street politics. I get it, but our top 5 conversations should not be over street politics and top 5 lists and not know who these people are who are running our lives. Most people want to be a YouTube star and don't even know who the fucking CEO of YouTube and Google is. How?
Fact.
But what do I know?
What do you know?
Nope.
What do you know? The bozo economy. I'm getting shirts. I'm getting shirts made. Bozo economy. Man. Let's talk about Tesla, shall we? Yes. This company generated nearly $25 billion in sales last quarter. What do you think of the performance of the stock? And since they have been downgraded, do you still believe in the company?
Yeah, I believe in the company. We talked about it before, but them lowering their prices definitely impacted their margins. And while you lowering margins and trying to pull off Hyperloop, SpaceX, changing the Twitter logo, battling with Elon, he has to make some corrective decisions. I think Tesla's still a power player, will always Like they have gotten that preeminent position in an EV space to make people want to invest in EV and drive the car. I think he needs to fix the margin issues, but Tesla's going to be fine. Like it may be a short-term downgrade, but if they find a way to get those margins back up or get the pricing back up, great. They've been delivering on the car sales dramatically. That's great. If he puts his truck out and it's finally produced, that can give an edge. I'm hearing some rumors of like a cyber dirt bike being available for kids. That could be interesting. I think they need like their version of the iPod. They need like a mass hit with good margins to help secure them. But I think I've said it before. If he gets focusing and quit focusing on this X app and turning Twitter into WeChat of the United States and just integrated that all in a Tesla, the stock will probably be at 500 or 600. I think he's just spread a little bit too thin. But Tesla's an amazing company.
When we watched the earnings, I believe it was last Wednesday. That was one of those questions, and maybe you can give some insight to it. Do we think? I mean, we saw it the run up into Wednesday with Tesla just going crazy. The earnings came in, the stock went down the next day. You think it was because of the margins, or did people taking profit have a bigger contribution to watching the stock go down a little bit?
I think it's a combination of both. So like when the margins are thin, there's no upside. Like even if the run up on Nvidia has been a little bit too much and the P ratio is a little bit too wide, the margins are good. So with Tesla, there's no reason for it to push to 300. And I know everyone wants to a lot of times make an issue over pricing, but if you are only netting 9% or 12%, and oftentimes like when you have, and we've seen this in the luxury market with LVMH and everything that they have acquired, a lot of times if you put something on sale for a low price, most people aren't coming back to buy that thing or good after they have more money. That's why I think it's a mistake for most people to run their business based off price. And I get flack for it all the time. Like, oh, you charge too much for it. I have somebody up 790% since 2018. I know some hedge funds that have not been up 700% in a decade. So they have to fix the margin issue. And then it'll give it more room to run. But I think investors on the institutional side want to see a more professional CEO, or if you're going to be erratic, your numbers have to be blockbuster. So he has to pick a side. He got to get out all the videos dancing because Mark Zuckerberg will beat your ass. Well, boy, in shape. When I saw him in the ring with Izzy, you said what?
Nah, finish what you about to say.
Yeah, like when I saw him working out with Izzy, I'm like, he'll give you the beats right now.
Beats by Dre.